Yep, it's transfer season, and the Sooners have picked up 4 more transfers and a 5th today. We're going to talk about the 4 I did not get to. All that coming up here in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thank y'all for pulling up to the YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to dive into the 4 recent transfers that came to Oklahoma before Walter Rouse decided to commit this morning. We're going to talk about the other 4. Davon Sears, Rondell Bothroyd, Caleb Schaefer, as well as Andrel Anthony. He's the only one I haven't dove into for you all, but we're going to jump into all 4 of them and just kind of how they fit on this team. But before we jump into that, hop in the comments. Let your boy know how you feeling about this recruiting class, especially the transfers. Adding in Walter Rouse, that puts us as a top 10 transfer rated school in the country, maintaining our overall top 5 recruiting class at 24/7's composite. So jump in the comments, let your boy know how you feel about that. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification. We're dropping a bunch of college football content here. A lot of OU football, some Colorado football as well, and just college football headlines in general. We would love to have you join the family. So let's dive into these players that the Oklahoma Sooners just snatched up out of the portal. First and foremost, talk about Devon Sears. I think he's a great spot to start. So yeah, I've talked about our boy Sears a couple of times in a few videos in the past and how I think that he can be something kind of special for us in the future. And so Sears, he has 2 years of eligibility coming from Texas State. One of the big things with him is, he's 6'2", 290, so he's a big nose tackle. Add him next to a boy like Ashton Champ Sanders and everybody else on that defensive line, Isaiah Cole. You're going to have another big guy that knows how to pursue and get the quarterback. He's got a lot of strength. We've watched film on him toss folks, and we've seen him run through the line and get to that quarterback, or at least disrupt what the quarterback's doing. And so having a defensive tackle that can stand up on their own, I promise you, in my personal opinion, I think that he may hit like 300 by the season hits, and having that size and still being agile and speedy will work wonders for a 3-4 defense, or even when we go to a 4-man down setup to stop run. So you need big guys like this that can stop the run, and he has the strength to shed blockers and get to the back in pursuit. And so that's one thing I appreciate about what he has potential-wise. So all I need to do is see it in execution. And so getting players like this does nothing but help. But remember, you add him next to Trace Ford, who's here, and Jacob Lacey, who was a 4-star out of the portal coming from Notre Dame as a grad transfer. You've got a bunch of seasoned players who've played for a while to help not only develop the young guys, but give us that veteran presence needed to be able to make a run for the playoffs this coming season. I think we can do it. I think we have a chance. And I'm going to talk about Joel Klatt and where he sees us at in another video a little bit later. So outside of that, I like us picking up Devon Sears. So that's Devon Sears. Stoked about him joining the team as a transfer. 2 years left of eligibility, so we got a couple more years of him coming in there and potentially dominating or helping develop a lot of our players. Next up, Rondell Bothroyd from Wake Forest. Of course, I dropped a video on Rondell, and I talked about him with some other recruits, and I like what we're getting out of him. 6'3". They're saying he's looks around 280, 290 in size, but he's fast and he's strong. And like the video you saw at Wake Forest played in North Carolina, he's able to run through the line, grab the quarterback and the running back, and take them both down at the same dang time. Something that we love to have. We love to see pressure, and that's something that we lacked consistently last season on this team. Now, we would get pressure. We led the Big 12 and was tops in the country in tackles for loss. And a player like Bothroyd would do nothing but bolster that. Give us the ability to continuously get those tackles for the loss, get the running back in the backfield, get the quarterback and at least pressure and hurry him. Something that is critical if you want to see success. And with Bothroyd, he has 1 more year left of eligibility. He is, like I said, a veteran presence. Last 2 years, he was putting up some numbers at 13 sacks and 24 and a half stops for loss. Tackles for the loss is huge in the Brent Venables setup. I've talked about this ad nauseum, and you're going to hear me talk about this nonstop because I want us as fans to have a true understanding of what this means. Tackles for the loss is big in the Brent Venables offense. All you got to do is do it consistently. If you do it consistently, you get the team off the field. You get them off the field, your offense can go cook. And we want to cook. We need to be putting up 60 points a game only because of how fast our offense goes and how strong we want our defense to be. So expect this offense to remain explosive. Maybe add some additional time management components, and unless our running backs break for long runs all the time. Yeah, but having depth will help with that. And that's what a player like Rondell Bothroyd does with the additional players we have on the team. And this freshman class is coming in, and the 22 class that's already here is it's going to give us the depth to where we can rotate young players in with the veterans to be able to get these stops and give players breaks. That's what's key. And having a player like Bothroyd with that experience, career 136 total tackles with 30 tackles for a loss and 16 and a half sacks. Whoa, boy. And so at his size, at the edge, I mean, if he is at the 280, 290 range, there's a chance he could probably shift into the line. I mean, you never know. I don't see it, but especially as agile as he is, I totally see him really just playing off the edge and setting that edge and causing problems for other teams. And so that means the work's going to be on our defensive tackles, the likes of a Jacob Lacey, the likes of the Devon Sears we just talked about, Isaiah Coe, etc., Grayson Helton. All of those players will have to work their butts off to make sure that they're contributing to what Bothroyd and players like and Ethan Downs and stuff can do on those edges, Reggie Grimes. So I'm pretty stoked to see a player like him on the roster. And so that is our boy, Rondell Bothroyd. Next up is the line. So I dropped a video earlier on Walter Rouse. He's as big as a house. Has the starting left tackle from Stanford who has committed to Oklahoma. And then, of course, I talked about Caleb Schaefer earlier last week when he did his visits and stuff, and he literally came in and just said, you know what, this is for me. Oklahoma is a home. He loves how the people down to earth and very genuine, and he likes the way the culture is. And I'm telling you, Coach Venables is building a culture that's going to be winning a lot. And so having a player like a Schaefer is going to be huge with what we're doing here. And yeah, we need an additional interior lineman with experience. He adds to that list with him and Walter Rouse out there on the outside, and then everyone else we have, like the Tyler Guytons of the world and all that jazz on the line. We should see a lot of stuff. I mean, we've had a couple of players that I was hoping to get. Like, I'm kind of sad that we lost on Matt Lee that went to Miami, but I totally get it. Whatever, if it was a starting opportunity or if it was a bag, whatever it is, good luck, Matt. I would have loved to have had you here, but it didn't work out. But we did pick up Schaefer. And I think, like I said, at his size, he's a big boy. He ain't no little guy at 6'5", 315 on the interior line, man. He's going to be pushing people around, and that's something that you want. He's a solid blocker. We've seen him be successful up there in Miami, Ohio, and so we're expecting him to do the same thing here at Oklahoma. So that's Caleb Schaefer. And last but not least, Andrel Anthony Jr. Now, this wide receiver right here, this guy, now he's not Tyrone Broden, who looks like we will not be getting a hold of. Yeah, based upon the rumors and the conversations and stuff, it doesn't look like we're going to get the 6'7" giant, and that's okay. Because Andrel Anthony has something that we all love to have at wide receiver. He's fast. He's got some scooting ability, something that you all love. He's very versatile. He can move in the motion. He can go on the outside. He's a player that could potentially be a number one type caliber player. Now, he played at Michigan, which did not pass a lot. I mean, even with Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy, they didn't throw the ball a lot. But when they did, Andrel was able to go out there and make a little bit of an impact. I mean, so over his career of 2 years, he had 19 catches, 328 yards, 4 tutties. His freshman year, his true freshman, he did better than, of course, in his sophomore year. Freshman year, 12 catches, 248. And this is the number. This is the number that's going to be big for you all. And I want you to hear me when I say this. 20 yards per catch. 20! Who else y'all know to be doing stuff like that? That's like the Marvin Mims stat. Marvin had 19 and he led the country. So having a player like this that can do that, ooh, boy, that is going to be huge. And so with the way this offense is set up and the way that we stretch the field, there's no way Anthony won't come out here and do some special stuff. And so I'm stoked about it. He's also big. He's about 6'3", about 180-ish. And so having a player of his size and caliber come in here and do the things that we need done, boy, am I stoked. So I'm excited. These 4 new transfers that pulled up, let your boy know how you feel. Hop in the comments what you think about these transfers pulling up to Norman, and how stoked are you? If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification, and join the family. Like I said, we talk a lot of OU football, college football, some Colorado in there, and sports in general. And outside of that, I got another video coming down the pipeline. We're going to talk about the Gatorade National Player of the Year. You probably saw the video around Coach Jones. And we're also going to talk a little bit about some departures and some farewells to some great Sooners that have decided to leave the program. Outside of that, we will talk a couple hours. Peace.